Right, so let's think this through for a few moments. When anybody dies, you kind of feel guilty if you didn't do everything you could to prevent it. And of course, I can't really prevent cancer, but the guilt bit was, well, I could have lugged a bed down a flight of stairs. He wouldn't have frozen to death, and his death wouldn't have been expedited. But given that I didn't live at his house, I mean the proximal concern wasn't mine; it was his wife's. So you've got this guy who works his life, then gets cancer all his life, then gets cancer at 70, but then nobody in his life actually thought, well, his wife isn't going to bother looking after him. The carers aren't going to be there full time, and he didn't even want to spend his own money to prevent him dying on the stairs of his own home. So I don't actually know who would think I'd actually want to raise children in that house. The only thing it exists to do is liquidate. And I have no idea when you would sell it, given the behaviour of the managing director. So I have literally no idea how you would proceed, even if we did have legal support at this point, which we don't. So for the record, we've now tracked down the Free Speech Union senior leadership. I've managed to gain access to Turfton Street, so Ben is chasing after women in London. Lord Young is sitting in the chapel, and I've convinced him that I didn't want to strangle him or some of his other charges. But the total breakdown in order in Birmingham is incredibly sinister. And this is not actually a joke when you're saying, we need actually police contact as a member of Birmingham's court service. You don't turn down those kind of instructions, do you, normally? It's just that as soon as you're pointing out corruption, they start. But it's just that we're in a position where West Midlands police are cooperating with this. So you're sitting at an airport terminal saying, well, once again, we've got the laptop in the bag, so there's Birmingham's court service. Are we able to report serious misconduct using this, or does this just not exist as soon as some woman decides it doesn't? Is that how things work in Birmingham now? So it is just a Banana Republic stuff. From the moment this guy died, the entirety of the legal profession appear to have decided that the law doesn't apply to Birmingham, or hardened criminal defence solicitors are so cowardly that they can't respond to the guy's son. For the record, a message was sent before we booked it out of Birmingham saying, can we have a representative, and we've had no comeback. So they have no excuse for not doing so if there are any residual matters to be taken care of. So I don't know, what do their liability insurance say about stuff like this? Can you just ignore people when you're that kind of firm? I don't know. But anyway, we've made it down to the sort of people who are investigative journalists, or so they say. So let's see if they can find a former leisure centre manager and the current managing director of Birmingham City Council, along with John Cotton. I mean, it's again deeply sinister stuff. You're copying them into these kind of messages daily, and they're electing not to respond. So it is, the one we said deferred, I mean, it's the distributed information chain. If you're being copied into the Museum of Communist Terror and people are sort of laughing at you and tearing your career apart, you may want to respond just out of self-preservation, really. But if you're going to sort of sit there and hide, then you can't expect your compliance officers to comply with you, can you? Just a logical statement. So if your compliance officers aren't complying, then nobody else is going to comply, are they? Which nobody is complying, other than the people who want money because they want their patronage money careers to carry on. So we have no comeback from people like Fern and Gentieri and Southall and Rowley. So what do they expect us to do other than try to get police and see if we can pick them up?